You.
What up?
What up? What up? What up? Welcome back to another Car Chronicles reviews with the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. All three of us are here this time, and it is I, Cosmic Boss. To my left is the Scooter Ray.
Headband Ninja, what's happening?
And to our rear, bringing up the six, is Irania Miss. And today's Car Chronicles review is about the Black Phone with Ethan Hawke and a bunch of kids. Now,
that sounded wrong.
No. We're gonna get into why I said that, but this is gonna be a spoiler-filled review.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give a spoiler-free review for the next 10 seconds. Go see the movie. It was well done.
Yes.
Well acted, funny,
different,
creepy.
Yes.
And it's some parts horrifying and suspenseful.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, go see it. That is the spoiler-free review. Now for the spoilers.
I love how it was called the Black Phone, and then every phone is black today. I find that just amazing.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, granted, now we about to tread into the spoilers. Granted, the movie did take place in '79.
Yes.
And those phones sometimes were yellow.
Yes.
Or just say this:
vomit green.
Anytime I see a movie that's based on a town, it makes me not want to go.
No.
Yeah.
Even though this was North Denver in '79, I don't want to go to North Denver. Obviously, you can get kidnapped like that
off the street.
Off the street.
I don't want to live anywhere where there's a sheriff's department and that's it, and there's like 4 cops and a sheriff. I mean, that is determined.
It was
very
more,
much true.
It was okay. Well, let's give the overview. So basically, the movie is about this guy kidnapping kids, nicknamed the Grabber, and boys. And previously, he've already grabbed 4. Well, actually, when the movie started,
he grabbed 3.
He was grabbing the 3rd.
Yes.
Then he got a 4th, and then what we saw in the trailer, the preview, he was the 5th.
Right.
Well, no. He had 3 already, because the 4th was the Yamada boy, the Asian boy. The 5th was the ass kicker.
You're right. You're right. My bad. He was the 6th.
He was going to be the 6th.
So,
Angel.
We don't know any motivation behind the Grabber's motives.
Nope.
All we know is he had a darked out black abracadabra band.
Yes.
And wherever he kidnapped the kids, he left black balloons and was like, boom, here's your gift. Have that.
And it was creepy as fuck.
Yes.
Even though those kids, bruh, you're a kid and an old man, run the other way. They didn't have the DARE program.
No.
I mean, it was 79.
This was 79. This was, right around the middle of the 80s is when people started locking their doors and watching their kids.
Police work wasn't that great. Technology wasn't that great. Because if it was me, the moment kids would have been kidnapped, I would have been beat down every door.
Yeah.
Been like, hey, any of y'all got big ass vehicles? Suspect. Like, suspect. But
there was no curfew.
No.
Like I said, it was 79.
Like there was a running thing in this movie that could not be done in the, I would say, towards the mid 90s up till today, where the girl, the little sister of the main character, every Friday, without telling her parents, was just like, tell dad, or tell dad, I'm going to Christy's house.
And I'm going to spend the night.
And I'm going to spend the night. Like,
backstory. It was a brother, sister.
Yes.
Fanny and Winnie.
Yes.
And they had a very abusive father. He was a drunk. Let's just call it what it is.
And he was grief-stricken.
Because at some point they lost their mom.
Yeah.
We don't know when.
And then he was a veteran and he lost his pension or whatever he was getting because that was on the newspaper.
So there were times where it was I can see why every Friday she was like,
right.
You're right.
She was very triggering. If anybody has any, triggers with any type of abuse, you may not want to indulge.
Right.
Yeah, so I can see why every Friday she was like, hey, I'm going to the homie's house.
Right. And I'll be back in the morning.
You deal with that. Don't eat all the ice cream.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, so the movie did a good job with the whole setting it all up, because during the course of the movie, like Ball said, 2 other kids were snatched.
Yes.
Now, psychologically, you will think no parent should let their kid walk by themselves.
No. Right. And see, like, that was the thing. Like he said, this takes place in 79. Now, for the true crime people, you know, serial killers didn't start popping up till like, well, they were around always, but they didn't start getting caught till like the late 80s.
Yeah.
So people before that were still kids could go wherever they please. People were walking down dark alleys, leaving their doors unlocked and all this.
At the same time, you had a lot of white collar families in that neighborhood, so those parents were at work.
Yeah,
you know,
like, but still,
it was
there should have been no child left alone to their own devices.
There was no self-preservation.
And the thing was, he wasn't like snatching, like from the way the movie started. He snatched kids, seemed like from the same school.
Broad daylight. Like,
if you think about it, though, if you think about all the stories, all the true crime that we listen to now about serial killers, a lot of them snatch people in broad daylight.
That is also
it was
true
like,
too.
hey, I'm snatching you. Here's some balloons. You don't have no leads.
Here's the thing, though, and what it looked like. Of the 5 boys he hadn't killed that he took in broad daylight, only one was out of sight.
Angel, his friend,
Robin.
Yeah. Robin.
Robin. Because that looked like he got him in behind a Walmart or something.
Yeah, but I still don't understand about these kids. I'm walking, I see a creepy motherfucker get out of van, but I think that's kind of the point too, because girls are groomed to be very, very observant of people because you could get snatched. Boys are like, I'm a boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm walking about in an alley and a creepy motherfucker gets out of van, I'm going the other way. I'm screaming as loud as possible. I'm going towards people. Like, that boy kept walking towards the van like, fuck you. What? That's what happened to you too.
Yeah.
You see that?
But yeah, he was snatching them up.
Yeah.
And you know where his supernatural aspect of the movie comes in is when Finn is kidnapped. It's this basement with just a bed around the corner. It was a toilet, some rugs. That was it.
That was it.
And a phone on the wall.
And it was soundproofed.
And it was soundproof. And
as soon as he was thrown in there, he tested that out. And it was
a black phone on the wall, disconnected.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that he kept the rugs there to roll the kids' bodies up in so nobody would be suspicious of him taking the bodies out?
Probably.
Am I a sick person for thinking that?
No, I mean,
no,
because there was a lot of rugs and they were long rugs.
Like,
they weren't like little bitty.
I was sitting here thinking at first, like maybe they were on the floor in that basement area because the floor was just hard, concrete or tile. So like maybe it was decorated at one point, but then he just rolled them up and put them in that hallway. But now that you say that,
because I mean, he had the lie to dissolve the bodies, but he wasn't. I don't think he was dissolving the bodies at the house. I think he was dissolving them at the other place.
Yeah,
which we'll get to that.
Yeah,
but and it was a black phone on the wall. Kid tried to pick it up. He was like, "Nah, fam, that shit don't work."
Right,
and it was like, "No, it did." So the phone will ring periodically, and the boy, Finn, will be talking to other boys who were snatched.
One of the other 5, yes.
And throughout the course, they was basically helping him in a special way.
Yes.
It was kind of one of those, this is what I did, try it too. I didn't get far, but this is what I did.
Yeah. So to go to the beginning, because the character development in this was good, because Finn
was a wimp. Let's just go ahead and put it out there.
Look,
he was wimp. He
was a boneless cookie.
Had it constantly beat up at school.
Had it not been for the homie Robin, who ran one kid this fade so bad, but had it been for Robin, Finn was basically wet toilet paper.
Look, to put it in better perspective, when him and his sister were walking to school, this is when he saw his friend Robin beat up the school bully so bad. This boy was laid out on the ground, looking like a Mortal Kombat.
And the school bully looked like a teacher. He was
as big as a teacher.
Yes.
And so
Paul was put on him.
And the sister was sitting there talking about, you remember such and such put paws on you last year? I'm just saying he deserved it. And we're setting this up. This kid is just a wuss.
Hey, yo, I know I'm gonna jump ahead, but you realize that advice he gave him was the same thing he used for the bully.
Wait.
The advice Robin gave him was the same thing he did to the bully.
Yes.
Oh, it was.
Step back, step forward, step back, blah.
Well, no, remember, like, what? No, jump forward. We get to Finn after school. He gets chased into a bathroom by some bullies. And they about to whoop his ass until Robin comes in and says, you fuck with Finn, you fuck with me, and I'm going to fuck with you.
Yes.
So
and
then
they look like,
they
was like, y'all leave.
Right. Peace out.
And then he says, like, someday you're going to have to stand up for yourself. And he was like, why did you do that to the bully? That's what Finn asked him. And he's like, sometimes, like, I didn't think he was going to do it until he swung. And sometimes you got to put him down. And then he said, beat them till they don't move no more.
He did.
And make them bleed.
And make them bleed.
This is all foreshadowing.
And this was just entirely foreshadowing.
One thing that was great about this movie, which we'll discuss, Finn's little sister Gwen.
Best character in the movie.
Ride or die.
Best character in the movie.
Once Robin got kidnapped, those three bullies went to go see Finn, and Gwen
was like,
they were jumping.
He grabbed a rock.
And I don't mean no pet. He don't mean no pebble from no rock. This was a garden stone.
Right. She lullabied that motherfucker.
She went up in the side and he was leaking.
I thought he was dead.
I did. I was like, man, she done killed someone.
I like, she going to jail for life. like that boy paused,
but it was
crawled away to the fence to leave. And
he's leaking, and the other two just steady beating up Finn. Like the homie ain't over there just
remember, they kicked the ginger, the soulless one, kicked her in the face, and she got a bloody mouth. She hobbled over to the kid she stoned, who is still leaking.
But he don't even know where the fuck he is.
Profusely.
She heard angels and shit. What happened?
They both looking at each other like.
She looked at him. He's staring at the ground in shame.
In my head, the way he looked at her and the way it was Will Ferrell and Anchorman. That escalated quickly.
Right.
Cause boy,
you all to fight out that motherfucker.
Oh shit!
Now,
like, nah.
To also rewind back, Gwen. She apparently, their mother had the same thing where she would have these very lucid, vivid dreams that end up being premonitions, and she would often get in trouble for it.
Yes,
because they were supposed to be just dreams, nothing more.
Right.
So what kind of cracked the case a little bit was she told the sister to Bruce Yamada, that he was captured by a black man and with some black balloons. And the police went to the school to interview her and was like, how did you know about the black balloons? We never released that. So that's when it was like
But like I told Boss, shout out to the police department for believing a little girl. Because most movies, when a child is like, even an adult says, I had a dream about, they be like, shut down. No, we don't care about your dreams.
Exactly.
So shout out to them. And that black man that always plays a cop in every movie.
That's true too.
Or a school teacher.
So unfortunately, she got handily beat for that because the cops.
They went because the cops went and talked to her dad.
And like I said, he was an abusive father.
And he was drunk.
So
drinking in the morning.
And then we find out later why he did that.
And once her brother got captured, she was like, I need to figure out these dreams. I need to have more because I need to save my brother. And all the while this is happening, Finn is down in the basement like, all right, I need to figure this out.
And to say Finn was such a softie, those boys talking to him through the phone did not scare him. And I would have been shitting on myself. I'd have been
look, when I returned and saw the floating one in the corner, the floating one in the corner,
well,
hearing the drips.
To start to kind of detail a little bit, the first kid that called him was Bruce.
Yes.
Bruce called him and was like, hey, I don't remember my name. You tend not to remember when it happens. And he was, what happens? And it was like, of course, when you die. Bruce told him, I tried to dig in the floor. I couldn't get far to tunnel out. So he was like, if you go by the hallway in the bathroom,
there's loose tile. He started digging.
Of course, Finn tried to start digging. Then, you know, the course of things happening. The second kid called him was the paper boy. He told him, hey, what did he say? No, I'm sorry, not Paperboy, the other one.
This one we didn't get his name because he didn't remember.
He told him, "Hey, I tried to pull the wire out the wall because he saw the window and it was like, you look where the thing is at. I tried to pull the wire out the wall and he was like, all right, bet." He reached up there. He got creative because he used one of them rugs.
Yes.
Was talking about.
And that rope became a
fed
snake.
that cable
up through the carpet.
And when he tried it, unfortunately, the gate broke and it was like, damn.
Right.
So it was like, shit.
So it was like, what were you trying to tell me at that point? And then the third kid that called him, we didn't get his name. Well, we got his name, but he was like, don't call me that. And it was like, and he was sitting there talking about, like, basically,
the
Paperboy. Paperboy was the third one. That's who told him about the lock.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, not that one. The other one that was sitting there telling him, like your time is up.
No, that was the fourth one.
Yeah.
That was
that was the boy that was the one that kicked people ass.
Oh yeah. Oh, no, not that one. The other one. The other one. Remember the one that told him like how if you walk up those stairs, it's a trap.
Yes.
Or the one that randomly called.
Yeah, the one that randomly
called. So there was a couple of times where Masked Man, or the grabber, he left the door unlocked purposely.
Purposely.
And he was like, don't go up the stairs. And he was like, why? He has this belt, fam.
Right.
He is
going to beat you with the belt. No matter how much you scream or whatever, he is going to beat you with the belt.
He likes the naughty boy fantasy.
Yes.
Not in a sexual way, but in a, I want to beat some children to death.
I almost screamed at the movie because as soon as he hung up the phone, he tries to go upstairs and he's like, "The fuck are you doing?"
Right. I leaned over to Ronnie like, did he not fucking listen?
Right, you did.
Like, because the ghost told him it happened to all of us.
Yes.
Like we tried to, like he left the door unlocked, go up the stairs, and he's waiting. It's a trap, and he will beat you till you pass out.
They showed him
eating my egg,
sitting there, man, just chest all like
shirtless, belt is thick,
ready,
like
whoop ass.
Like
it was a very intimidating, scary sight to see what was waiting. And he just went down there and was like, you know what? I'm gonna just eat this food.
Right. He didn't get up. He didn't get halfway up those stairs.
They were the crickiest, like crickety stairs any fucking way.
Then Billy called, and that's when he told him no. Not Billy. When the name Billy?
I think it was named Billy.
It was Billy. The Paperboy.
Paperboy was named Billy, and then he was told him about the lock.
That's when he told him about the bike lock, because he was telling him.
2:33:17.
He was telling him he's getting tired. He hasn't slept yet because you haven't progressed the game.
Yeah.
Right.
And the game was for you to go up them stairs and he beat you. That brought on level 2. Well, since Finn was getting help, he never progressed the game.
Right, he was just eating his
so old buddy was just sleepless. So when he told him the numbers, he was like, all right, I got to figure it out. He went up there. He was tooling with the lock. Right when he got out there, thick ass Samson, which you will see later, started barking.
Right.
And all I could think was, why are you not running in a serpentine pattern?
Exactly.
Yes.
So
first of all,
inside,
that van ain't gonna turn on no dime.
Look, and
I would have been beating on some doors.
Right.
I don't care what kind of kid you are. You ain't moving fast enough to where a big van pulls in front of you.
It's an Astro
where you run into it. There's gonna be some avoid.
Rocks at people's windows.
It was an Astro van. Like it was a big ass black van. Like it wasn't no.
It ain't turning on no dime.
This was 79.
Right.
Technology wasn't there.
As soon as that van pulled in front of me, 180, the other side of the street.
That's right. And I'm throwing rocks as I go.
But anyway, so he's outside. He gets out the house and he gets chased down. Dude runs around the van, grabs him. Lights come on in 2 houses.
Yes.
People are about to come outside.
Nobody ever came outside.
He pulls a knife out of his waist and says, "You scream one more time, I'm gonna slit your throat right here."
I'm gonna gut you like a pig and I'm gonna choke you with your entrails.
That's exactly what he said.
I'd have been screaming, "The man got me!"
So he gets thrown back in. All the while, the sister keeps having these dreams and premonitions that she's keep putting the puzzle together.
Yes.
She's keep trying to put the puzzle together. Then the rock and roll hair metal
Vance.
boy, He calls him up and was like, "Hey, yo, dipshit, this ain't about you, fam. You need to listen."
Right.
He was like, "Hey."
He was angry, boy.
He was like, "Hey, this what you do, man.
This 28-year-old child.
Oh, my guy. My guy.
Oh, that's it. This is what you do, my guy.
This 28-year-old child. They set you up to let you know what kind of person he was.
He was like, see, he did me dirty because what he did to me,
right?
It was expensive, fam.
Like he had to, I made him come out of pocket and redecorate all this.
I mean,
is what he said.
Rest in peace. It sounded like DMX. Hey, yo, fam.
Right.
I need you to listen. Like you said, this 28-year-old boy. Right. Look. There's a hole in the hallway that leads to the deep freezer. Get in that shit, fam. Like it was like, yo.
And like they set him up great because he, like he said, when he answered the phone, he was yelling. He was. They went to his backstory, and this boy was in the local food mart arcade, the grab and go where all the kids hung out. He was going for the high score on a pinball machine.
No, he was trying to beat his score.
Beat his own high score, and his friend was there cheering him on. Two other kids who didn't know him were playing football in the little grab and go. And they bumped into the machine, which caused his pinball to go down the gutter. He beat the shit out of one, and his friend was like, "Oh no, swing!" Pulled out the switchblade. Wait a minute.
He was strapped and ready.
And he proceeded to whoop both of them for the audacity.
No. This was the funny part. He handily whooped them two. Then went back to the pinball table.
Went back to the pinball machine till the cop came there and carried him out of there.
But I mean, I have a question for you, Jason Blum. So when the girl is dreaming about said things and she's in the tub, isn't that like a Nancy vibe? Like, are we giving the shots out to Nancy? Because that is like almost the exact scene. Nancy sleeps, she's in the tub, she's dreaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, Jason, I see you. Okay, I see you. I'm here for you.
Then, so Finn was like, all right, but shit, my G, stop yelling at me. Right. And then, of course, it got so angry to where the room started vibrating.
Right. No, because remember, he said,
the Sprite bottles.
He said, thank you for helping me. He was like, helping you? This ain't about you. And it was like, wait a minute.
He was like, you about to fucking die. Like,
and the ghost screamed and it screamed so loud, the room shook, the glasses launched themselves at the boy.
The thick Sprite bottles.
Right.
Like, it was like, oh.
So Finn was like, okay, I will try the deep freezer.
Right.
Finn got in the deep freezer, took the top off the toilet, popped that hole in the wall.
He was drinking the backwater from
He got inside the deep freezer, realized he couldn't open it. And you know what? Understandably, he started crying because he was like, fam, I did everything.
Anybody tries to come for Finn, if you don't know about those deep freezers that had those special classes that you gotta go click,
latches.
That's different than these freezers now. So
it was $79.
These are latches. You had to pull and then release.
So you had to press that button.
Yeah, and you will break your hand. Right. The door was heavy too.
Now, I will say this. This is a fucked up observation, but Grabber was eating good. That freezer was full of steaks.
Full of steaks.
Like,
man.
But
I would have rather been eating.
Besides the point, he started crying. Phone started ringing again. He kind of mopes over there. What? And then I ain't gonna lie, I got a little emotional. And he was like, Finn.
I knew it was his
He was like, it's Robin. I was like, all right.
I knew it was his
He was like, stop crying. How you know? I'm in here with you. I've been here the whole time.
Been here the whole time.
And I was sitting over there like, come on, man. We ain't gotta bring out the onions.
Right.
We ain't gotta bring out the onions.
He was like, I couldn't get out, Finn. You're gonna have to get out for me.
Because he was like, you got to kill that puta for me because I couldn't do it.
He's like, I don't leave no friend behind. My dad was in Nam. He left nobody behind. That's why he didn't come home.
That's beautiful.
I was like, well, damn.
And he was like, so this is what you got to do, Finn. You got to take the phone, pack it with dirt. And he literally gave him a tutorial.
Yeah.
He gave him a tutorial.
He know that man softed on.
Which I told you was what he used to the bully earlier in the movie. But he gave a tutorial. He told him, remember what I told you? In which I'm pretty sure it probably gave Aranya and Bossa Pop early in the movie, he was like, what, I need to go see Texas Chainsaw Massacre? No, the first thing I told you.
Right.
You got to fight. One day you got to stand up for yourself. And today is the day. And then next thing you know, he gave him a tutorial and he was like, is this going to be the last time we talk to each other? He was like, yeah, because you're going to have to do what you got to do. And I was over there like, come on.
But foreshadowing in the very beginning, the way that he was actually standing was the way that he pitched. And he got a mean pitch arm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And like I said, all of this led up to some beautiful character development within that less than 2 hour movie.
Beautiful. Yeah. And so after this, and like, and what we didn't mention is Max.
Poor Max.
Poor Max. Man. So the cops come to the house where he's being kept.
But we didn't know that.
We didn't know that. They were just canvassing.
Yeah.
Max answers the door. You hear a dog barking. I was like, oh, okay, this ain't the house. Max answers the door, looks nervous. I'm like, oh, we know it ain't him because it ain't Ethan Hawke.
Right.
And so Max has done his own investigation, say he's just in town visiting his brother because he's unemployed. He done mapped out the whole damn shit. And he was like, he's got to be somewhere in this neighborhood. At this point,
the cocaine on the tape?
Well, Max was into he was into that white girl. So
on the tape.
But like, and the cops saw it and like, you might want to clean that up before your brother get back. 79. But anyway, so like Max, at this point, the girl goes to the cops and tells them the address.
Yes, because she had a premonition of when Vance got taken by the cops.
Or when he took the switchblade from the dudes that tried to knife him, he carved it into his arm.
Yeah, he stood up there like, that's the zip code?
When so one of her visions was so lucid that she jumped in the police car with Vance
and got out the house.
Drove by and and that was the house. So she knew the address was 7714.
Exactly.
So next thing you know, the brother was like,
right, and the cops are mobilizing, going to the house.
So now, Finn down there ready. He got the
phone in the hand.
Yeah. Next thing you know, the brother comes down there. Oh shit!
Right. I know it. Like what he was in there. Like, you gonna get like some kind of. He said something.
Yeah.
Like, how are you feeling? Like, that I rescued you? Like, what?
High as shit. Like, what? I didn't get out of the house.
Right. And he was like, I knew he was up to something. And then the door swings open. There's the grabber, Ethan Hawke with an axe, murks his own brother in the head. Right. And the brother's like, he walks off into the basement and tumbles. And he's like, look what you made me do. You made me kill my own brother. What? I was over here.
Right. This one came down here.
And then he was like, normally I try to do this quick, but with you,
with a knife,
I'm gonna take my time.
And he had that axe, and he brought Samson.
He brought ass for the dog.
Yeah, he brought Samson down.
He was like Samson. Samson was the biggest, blackest
cane
torso.
Samson was huge.
Oh, fuck! He took that chain around Samson's neck, chained him to the wall, and Samson was standing in front of the doorway of the stairs. Yeah. So you ain't getting around me and up out of here.
The next thing you know,
the cops burst into the house.
Looking.
Great cinematography here.
Yes.
They was like, fam, this house is empty. And it was like, fuck you mean?
I was starting to think this has already happened. And he was already dead long ago.
But now the cops was like, nah. So as it's going on, the great thing about it was, and I slightly got emotional towards the end, and I'll tell y'all why. He put everything together
that the ghost told.
So he dug the hole, put the grate that fell off the window inside the hole, because he dug a pretty deep ass hole.
Yeah.
Covered the hole. And what happened was, in the cable, he tied it and make it a tripwire. So when Ethan Hawke came at him with that axe, he's like, nope, that okie for nokie. Next thing you know, he jumped across that rope, skied across that area. Ethan tried to chase him, fell into that pit trap. Next thing you know, they showed that ankle go clap.
Right against that grate. That ankle
like,
it went straight zombie.
Put it this way, he wasn't going nowhere.
He wasn't getting out of there.
The next thing you know, the final piece, he put it all together for
he started swinging
what
that
Robin
phone.
told him. He dipped back, bop, dipped back, bop, bop, like he was literally like, nope, bop.
And I do it again, bop, bop. That's what he was doing until he got grabbed.
He got grabbed, and he was like, nope.
And then he gave him the okie doke, grabbed him with the phone cord, started choking him. And I was just thinking, that's the exact same shit that old Robin did to the bully, remember? I thought he was about to DDT him in the beginning.
Yeah.
But he grabbed that phone cord and his phone started to ring.
He started to ring.
They both looked at the phone. He was like, he picked up the receiver. This is for you. He put it up there and all five of them like, yeah, this was your last time. You pictured that full time.
The next thing you know, he went clap.
And he broke his neck and then he started to walk.
Now, we mentioned all the other pieces. He dipped back out of frame. Came back with one of them steaks.
Yep. From the freezer.
Samson was like, thank you.
Samson was like, appreciate the meat.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he didn't run. He didn't briskly.
Nope.
He strutted up. He sashayed.
He strutted up them stairs to the lock he picked earlier. Put in the combo.
Now,
walked smooth outside.
While this is all happening, the cops realized the house was across the street. And that's where he had the bodies at.
Right.
There in the
Turns out, old buddy owned two houses. One he kept. One he lived at. One where he lived with his brother and kept the live victim in the basement. The other he had completely empty, but in the basement was dirt, and that's where he buried all the bodies.
And he had another one ready for old Finn.
Yeah, he was ready.
The next thing you know, we had the happy ending and everything. Now. The reason why I said I got a little emotional with that part, because the way my brain goes is I wonder how many victims could feel like they can get that revenge.
Right.
Because that's basically what happened when he was like, the phone's for you. All five of his victims was like, aha,
right.
You got it. And the next thing you know, Finn was like, I got y'all at.
Now, me, I probably would have continued to beat him until he didn't move anymore.
Probably
just because I'm angry. But I don't think Finn is like, you know what I'm saying? Finn had a lot of other emotions, but I know that my anger, I would have beat him because of the bullies. I would have beat him because of my daddy. I would have beat him because I can finally release this pent up tension. And I would have beat him until he was a puddle.
Oh.
Yeah, he would have just been ground beef down there.
They'd have been like, who was that? I don't know. Look at his dental records.
And look, when it finally happened, I yelled out, slap!
Put it this way, a few of us at the end, we were clapping.
We were clapping.
Like, it was like
that shit, that boy went through hell.
He did.
Like, and when he sunk into that hole, like, man.
But see that ankle just go clap. Like,
it was for those who are caught up, a Stranger Things break. You go like this. Whoa.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Hey, those that are caught up, don't worry about it. You two, y'all catch up and you'll know.
But
I don't know what that means.
But anyway, like that shit was, this was a good thriller.
It was.
It was a very good thriller.
There were some jump scares.
Yes. There
were legit.
There were some very funny comedic moments. All from the sister.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. From the sister. Number one being when the police questioned her at the school and she called him some. I don't remember the exact word, but she was like, fart knocker. She was like, yeah, like I'm the grabber. Like you've seen Vince. He's 6'6" and like muscles, and I kidnapped him and I killed him and I stored him somewhere. You fucking fart knockers.
She was about
she went in on their ass, and the black cop was just like, she kind of right.
What information do you have?
And the other one was like, you little bitch. He was full into she the grabber. Like you idiot.
He was a fucking idiot. Like he was a moron.
The second one.
No. Not the sacrilegious one. We're not going to make that.
No. This has to be mentioned. Now, she would pray.
I'm not in it.
She would pray to Jesus. And when I mean pray, she had a dollhouse made out of wood, hand carved from a toy store that was put out of business some time ago.
She kept having these visions, but nothing to come to light. And one time she prayed, and she goes, "Jesus, WTF? What is happening?"
Right? Look, she like,
but she didn't spell it
She didn't, because remember, WTF was not an acronym in 79.
No.
Right.
So she woke up brisk, opened the house, pulled out her rosary, her cross, her little Bible, everything like Jesus. What the
WTF? You supposed to be helping.
It's not me.
Why aren't you helping in other expletives?
Right.
That was a very funny moment. It was very sacrilegious in the process, because it came out of nowhere.
But you could understand her passion and her frustration.
Oh man!
Because her big brother was snatched.
Yeah, and she has always stood up clearly.
And she has been about it from the beginning of the movie.
Now let's go ahead and talk about the end, because we mistakenly been calling him Finn the whole time. We should have been calling him Finney.
Yeah.
Because Finney is what he went by.
And that was his name.
But then he went back to school.
And everybody looking at his boy.
Swagger was on. Swagger
was like,
matter of fact, hold on. Swagger was like here. Swagger was like here.
On 100,000
and then people
million.
were whispering, they were like, he took out the strength. I mean,
even them three bullies kind of looked at him like,
they looked at him like,
why does the other one not have brain damages? My question. He's back in school, okay?
Did you notice he had shorter hair because they had to get to his brain?
You know what I'm saying? My boy Finney was going to class, and then the girl he had a crush on was his lab partner. He sat down and she was like, Finney, got to see you back. Call me Finney.
And that's where the movie ended. All right, go ahead and get you some, boy. Like
hey, sir. These were children.
Whatever.
Okay. That was his future wife.
Yep. He married that girl.
You know what I'm saying? He said, call me Finn. That boy nuts dropped.
Man.
He really do stuff. He's seeing stuff now.
Yes.
Oh.
But see it. I know we kind of just gave it all away.
We gave it all away, but you got to see it in motion.
For yourself, yeah.
You got
to see it. Boss did kind of tell you in the beginning the smaller version of it, but see it.
This was good. It was
really good. It was well thought out. It was well done. Kudos to Ethan Hawke for playing such a creepy role.
Right.
Like
he did in Moon Knight, but this was creepier.
Yeah, and I like the fact that there was no real reasoning behind what he was doing.
They didn't give no reason behind it. And it was just all right. And so it was just, man, it was good.
It was exciting. When you hold your breath for a second, like, man.
Because there was quite a few false endings. I thought it was just gonna go completely left.
Yeah.
And it didn't. And I was like, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was the Black Phone.
Yeah.
Go see it.
Good stuff.
Go see it.
I mean, hopefully next weekend we can hit y'all with that Thor.
That Thor Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder.
If you go see it, leave your comments below on your favorite part.
Yes. Cause man,
put it this way, July 1st is gonna be busy period, because we got Thor, Comic Palooza, Houston Horror Film Festival. Nope. Yeah. We got content.
Yes.
Content.
We're gonna finish up the Quarry, and then we're gonna replay it again and make the stupidest decisions we could possibly
I'm gonna go ahead and give a confession, since we on here, and y'all probably didn't know, but when we was playing the Quarry, Chapter 7 was a little slow. And your boy was out of there.
Oh no!
Out of there.
Wait a minute. Which part was Chapter 7? That was not the
Chapter 7 was the flashback.
Okay, the flashback of the police station.
Out of there. I was sitting there. Them blinks started getting long, and I was like, "It's way too much story."
But for some reason, if you ever notice, if you're tired and you hear someone telling a story, your body just instantly relaxes and you're like,
I was out of there.
Because you settle back.
I was out of there.
You be listening and you're like,
I was like, because then not only that, but the way my brain works, no matter what boss picked, this was in the past.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but here's the thing though, 200 endings. It probably could have changed if I'd have fucked up.
Yeah. We'll find out.
We're going to try to find out.
Oh boy.
Because I was. And then I can't remember what woke me up, but I was like, oh shit.
And you was like, no. No.
Done. No.
Done.
I hope there was no decision that needed to be made.
Well, we made them. If you weren't didn't say anything, we just made them.
Look.
I don't know if my mic was on mute. I don't know if I was live.
But sometimes, remember, your mic was on mute and you be yelling and we didn't even know. Then you took Bella out. We didn't know. So we were just like, well, he either here, he not.
But yeah, so we got mad stuff coming in July,
content.
especially with Car Chronicles reviews and things like that. But anything we want to say to wrap it up?
Possibly our Saturdays will resume after all of the cons, because generally we're going to go on those Saturdays. Yeah. So our console Saturdays will resume after that, probably the beginning of August.
Yes.
That's what I meant. PC con.
Yes.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah, what I said.
PC Saturdays. There we go.
We'll probably resume in August because we have so much stuff coming up. So
yes. Oh man. And look out for our cosplay coming.
Oh boy.
That's gonna be good.
I'm gonna just say this for a hint for those who watch. The cosplay, a guest at the Comicpalooza is a voice in the show.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep.
But
Kamiko.
Don't give
no, Kamiko is in another show.
Oh, but still, don't give it away.
Gotta give him.
I'll see you. I was just gonna sing the song, but let me stop.
I
was gonna sing the song at the end of the. I was gonna sing the song at the end of the show, but no.
But yeah, say boss about to get.
But anyway, we got a lot of stuff coming.
Yes, we do.
Be on the lookout for it because we're gonna have a lot of fun this month. Yeah, and so be checking for us. We'll keep you up to date. We'll see you next time from the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas.
Thank you.
Cosmic Boss, Scooter Ray, Iranian Mist. Peace, everybody.
Oh man, we're gonna just notice the fact that all of this was just imagery because you can't see my shirt. Spirit detectives, spirits in the movie. All that's done on purpose.
Every day.
Purpose.
All day.
Out of here. Unusual.